Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Friday. It's the weekend. I'm sure a lot of people are happy about that, especially if you do not work on the weekends. Unfortunately, I cannot relate, so boo-hoo. But anyways, guys, I'm sure a lot of you already read the title, so you kind of have an idea what we're going to be talking about, and you're basically just waiting for the details. So anyways, so my things with story time is I'm always wondering where I should really start the story from. But anyways, guys, um, like the title stated, it's exactly what it is. Some years back, when Facebook was a thing, not saying that it's not anymore, but back then, like before even Instagram and TikTok, when Facebook was like really popping, I was on Facebook, and I had a few friends on Facebook that I've never even met in real life because, of course, it's a social website for you to network and meet friends or connect or whatever the case may be, right? So I used to talk to people on Facebook. I have a couple of friends there, whatever, yada 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 yada. So there was this one guy that I met on Facebook. Um, he used to reach out to me all the time in my inbox, and I would not reply because like people are always reaching out to me. So I wasn't paying his messages any mind. However, one day I was going through my Facebook messages and I saw some messages and I was like, let me see what this person is saying, just out of curiosity. So I opened the messages. Of course, he sent me a bunch of messages that I haven't been paying attention to, like I stated earlier. And I responded and I say, hey, hi, how are you? Right away, the person replied and was like, damn, it took you long enough. Anyways, because I don't want to make this story a long ass one, so I'm trying to cut to the chase. Um, we would message back and forth from time to time, like, hi, how are you doing? How's this going? How's that going? Because after a while, we kind of had a little connection through Facebook. We didn't even exchange numbers yet. But you know, just basically keeping up, just like you would with any friend, making sure they're okay, whatever the case may be, yada 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 yada. So after about 2 months of going back and forth on Facebook, we eventually exchanged numbers one day, and we used to video call. He would video call me a lot. For some reason, he was the type of person like we're just having a regular conversation, but he wants to video call. Okay, whatever. I didn't think nothing of it either way because, like I said, it's nothing personal, it's nothing intimate, it's not like you're seeing anything out of the ordinary whenever you video call me or whatever the case may be. I'm just getting to know this person. Um, I liked the vibe and the personality of this person. He was very educated, um, and he had meaningful conversations. He was a very attractive guy though, and highly confident. And it kind of was to the point where I thought it was kind of weird. But I said, let me not judge because sometimes in life, I notice when men are highly confident, people will try to pass it off as them being gay. And I didn't want to judge anybody. So I just think of it of a guy that was highly confident about himself because he was very attractive. He was a paramedic, and I'm not sure if I said it before, and he was still in college studying some other stuff. All right. So anyways, we would talk. That it came to a point where we had like a good connection. We would video call every single day. So anyways, obviously he stated that he likes me and he wanted to get to know me more, yada 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 yada. He told me he was originally from Jamaica. He was living in New York. He was from the country in Jamaica. I don't want to say where to be exact. Anyways, long story short, again, at this point we were talking over the phone for maybe like 8 months. So then he was telling me that he was planning on coming to Jamaica soon because he was coming to visit his family as well as obviously to meet up with me to officially meet up with each other, whatever the case may be. Anyways, I noticed like a few times when we were on FaceTime or whatever the case may be, he used to say some really strange stuff, but again, Me trying not to be judgmental, I didn't think much of it. But one day he told me that oh, I don't know, I like going to Victoria's Secrets and just scrolling through the different underwears and just looking at female underwears because I just think it's so sexy and cute. I still didn't think anything of it. I'm like, okay, maybe it's just a guy who likes to see his woman in sexy underwears or whatever the case may be. So that's not really a red flag. One day though, I was home and he called me and he was like, oh, I just came back in. I'm coming from this gay parade in New York. So I said, gay parade? He said, yeah, I just go there because of the music and the excitement of it. That's basically it. Honestly, at the time, I didn't think nothing of it either because I know in America, people are open to other people's lifestyle and people are not so judgmental as they are in Jamaica where I'm from. So I'm like, okay, maybe he's not gay, but he's just passing through an event or enjoying an event or whatever the case may be. Still seems weird, but for me, it was still not a reason to say, okay, this person is gay. Anyways, every single time we have conversations, he would ask me about underwears. What kind of underwears do you wear? Like we could be having a regular conversation and he would just bring up something about underwears. And at that point, I thought he was fascinated with underwears or whatever the case may be. I'm like, why is this? He's always switching the conversation to something about underwears or whatever the case may be. One day in particular, though, we were on a video call. And I guess at this point, he wanted to express himself so much because he probably wanted to know what I think of it so we could get that part over and he could move on with his life so he knows if he's wasting his time or not. That's what I got from it. Because one day I was on a video call and I noticed he was wearing a shirt, but it was kind of short, like a male crop top shirt and a ripped jean shorts. But his shirt was very short, almost like boob length. And in my mind, I'm like, it looks like a male crop top, but still doesn't seem like something a guy should be wearing if you ask me. However, like I said, we were always talking on FaceTime, so he was sitting on a chair and he said to me, I'm going to get some water, I'll be back. And he got up and walked away from the camera. And when he turned his back to walk away, that's when I noticed that he was wearing a thong above above the waist of his shorts. I was taken aback. I froze. And I'm like, no. Maybe I didn't see what I think I saw. So I was sitting there quietly, but in shock. My heart started pounding as well because I'm like, what is this am I seeing? Anyways, he came back and he sat down and he was like, did you see that? So I said, huh? What are you talking about? Because I'm pretending like I don't know what's going on. I didn't even know that's what he was going to say, but I pretended like I don't know what's going on. So I said, so he said, did you see that? So I said, what? He said, my thong that I was wearing. So I said, yes. And why are you wearing a thong? He said to me, I told you I like female underwears. I love seeing girls in sexy underwears and stuff like that. I said, yeah, but why are you wearing a female underwear? And it also seems to me like you wanted to make sure that I saw that you were wearing a female underwear, like you're trying to send a message to me. He said, first of all, I'm not gay. If that's what you're getting at, I'm not gay. I just like wearing female underwears. I think it's sexy. And I wanted to make sure that is something you would be accepting of before I even waste my time flying to visit you all the way in Jamaica. And like I said, I want to make it clear again, I'm not gay. I'm not gay if that's what you're wondering about. So I'm sitting there still in shock, trying not to be rude, still trying to process what I just saw, and wondering what is this guy really hoping to get from this, because I'm like, ain't no way. Because I personally feel like even if you're gay or if you have a certain kind of fetish or whatever and you're trying to get to know somebody, you should put that out there from the get-go so this person can know if that's something they would be okay with, which is something I would not be okay with. But I felt like you were there for months, um trying to get to know me, trying to get to see who I am, to see if maybe this is somebody that will be accepting of me or whatever the case may be. I don't even know, because to this day it still puzzles me sometimes. So anyway, I said to him again, why are you wearing a female underwear? Because I'm still not getting it. I said, you said you're not gay, which is, I don't want to judge either, but right now you're sending all kind of signals to my brain, and I'm wondering if you are gay. He goes, I'm not gay. I like guys and I like girls, but I've never done anything with a guy anyway. It's something that I'm just now venturing into. I said, I'm sorry, but I don't know if I believe that. But he said, oh, but the underwear thing though is something that I've been doing for years. And I like girls more than I like guys, but I've never really gotten a girl that would appreciate me for me where that is concerned, and that is why I'm not in a relationship and still searching. So I'm like, so you want to be in a relationship with a girl wearing an underwear, and you're wearing an underwear also, and you're looking for somebody to accept that? He's like, yeah, some people will. I'm like, and you're right. You can like what you like and want what you want, but at the same time you can't force what you like on other people either. And I feel like you are forcing this situation onto me. The reason why I said that is because I felt like you kind of waited to see who you think I was, or if you think the opportunity would present itself to show me that you were this kind of person, for you to then pop out. And I also felt like you were tired of waiting, you were tired of acting, and you wanted to show me who you really are. Anyways, my phone rang, and it was my mother calling me. So because I wanted to remove myself from the situation for a bit, I felt like it was a perfect opportunity. So I said, okay, I'm gonna call you back because my mom is calling. And he was like, okay, no problem, make sure. And I ended the call. Guys, I blocked and deleted this person immediately from my phone and from my social media platforms. This person kept reaching out for me for days on different fake accounts and whatever the case may be. And in my mind, I'm like, why are you still trying to reach out to me? I already made it clear to you that I don't like the idea of being with a guy wearing underwear. With that being said, I also still don't even believe you saying that you've never been with a guy, because at this point everything you do is questionable, or everything you say is questionable. I didn't want to be rude though, because I didn't want to bruise his ego or make him feel bad for being who he wants to be, or whatever the case may be. I just knew that I was going to respect your space, remove myself, because I didn't want to be a part of it. And that's just that. So I wasn't rude about it either. So I would just ignore the messages that he sent from time to time. And for years, he still tried reaching out to me, which I don't understand why, because that, that was never going to be accepted by me. So why are you still trying to reach out to me? And yeah, we could have probably just be friends. Nothing is wrong with that, because I don't judge my friends. I can't tell you how to live. But the way how you started off the whole situation turned me off anyways. So I just did not want to be a part anymore. So that's basically my experience in a nutshell, guys. So I want you guys to comment down below. Tell me if you have ever had an experience like that. If you know anybody who's probably living like that, or whatever the case may be, because I just feel like it's pretty interesting. My lunchtime is over, so I'm done with this video, guys. And like I said, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and leave your experiences or your comments on how you feel about the video down below. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.